got Krissy now, the
Turns
surprise special guest.
Yay.
We didn't know about it till today, but she is our special guest.
Welcome, Krissy Moehl. Nice
Thanks,
to
guys.
have you on the
Yeah.
show.
Fun little stop in Reno.
So Krissy is a Hardrock winner, and
Hardrock
also she did the
Hardrock
Hard
sufferer.
Triple Crown, which is the Western Hardrock UTMB.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it was an epic year. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the piece there, and feel free to ask questions about that. But in the meantime, you know, we can roll into some questions with Krissy. She's rolling through town for a special reason. I guess she could share a little bit about that.
I was here in June and got to hike the Tahoe Rim Trail, and now I just have this idea of doing it a little different, maybe a little faster.
Maybe a little faster.
Yeah.
So we'll wish you the best of luck out there, and that'll be in a few days, so keep an eye out.
Yeah, hope to start on Monday.
Awesome.
We'll be cheering you on and hopefully sharing some miles with you if we can.
I would love that.
Yeah.
So talk about Hardrock. I mean, you've done it both directions. 2008 or 2007 was your victory year, and then 2012 was just a couple weeks after Western States. And talk about just how special Hardrock is in both experiences, really, if you will.
Hardrock was one of the first races I went to as an ultra runner, and I remember I paced Leland Barker, and they called him Crazy Legs, and I got dropped not once but twice as a pacer. I caught back up to him on the climbs and would get destroyed on the descents, and I thought, there's no way I'll ever be able to run this race. And it took 5 years before I got the guts to even put my name in the hat, and I got in the first year and got to run and had the race of my life. Like, there's a few of those, I would say that, and maybe UTMB, Wasatch, my first 100, like the couple standout events where you would say, like, that's the race of my life. And then it took another 5 years to want to do it again. And then I got in 2012. I also got into Western States that year and decided to go for both of them.
There you are in 2012, checking in race morning.
I got to spend a lot of time with Krissy in 2012. I followed her at Western States, Hardrock, and then sent someone to UTMB. It was a big year. So I got a lot of footage. It was fun. But yeah, so tell us what's Hardrock like for someone that's never run it and may never get to run it with the way the lotteries are.
That's so unfortunate. It's such a beautiful course, and it totally, there's so many different aspects, like crossing the river 3 miles in and you just know you're going to be soaked for the rest of the day, or having hours and hours and hours between seeing your crew members along the way. It's unlike any race that we've done, and in a way, I'm glad that the race won't grow too much, because it would be a completely different experience. Silverton is a small town because of where it sits, and it takes a special soul to want to make the trek all the way out there. But if you do, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
It's special.
Mm-hmm.
It's just as fun, I think, for the spectators and the people filming and the crews and the volunteers. You know, you can have just as much of an experience without as much suffering.
Definitely. Yeah, well, I've run it twice, but I've probably been there 12 or 13 times of the 16 years I've been running ultras.
Wow.
So that's one of those events that I go back to, not just as a racer, like definitely I want to be a part of what that race creates as a community.
Yeah.
Talk about that from a family perspective. I mean, I always hear, and I can't wait to one day have that experience of being in that family, but those people you can rely on forever, and they're your friends. And what is it about that race that does that? Is it just the difficulty of it, the endeavor you go through together and kind of can share that with one another? That seems so different from anything else, you know?
Do you find it really hard to fall asleep? For me, I haven't been in those situations. Like, I've done it where I'm like laid down there and tried to sleep, but I haven't really been able to actually knock out.